as I've been saying for the past few episodes, and I'm sure you've heard this many a times by other artists, DJs, and any other walks of life in the art form, in the arts, I should say. Art in all its forms is very subjective, right? So the same is true for societal perspectives because what one person believes, another person may not. Likewise with arts or music. What one genre one person will like, another person may not, right? So basically, when it comes to musical composition, in this regard, um, the characteristics of a specific society and or culture can provide influence on the musical work. The key factors of Baroque period, right? Also, a new style of religious music was developed, which was called oratorio. I'm gonna say with a Spanish influence because it's just easier for me to do that. Anyway, and this type of music was written for solo voices, chorus, and orchestra, right? And some of the popular composers of this era was Bach, B-A-C-H. I'm sure we've heard of the name at some point in time in our lives. And his theme or his style of music, if you will, was church music. So organ pieces, passions, religious cantatas. We're going to get into that very shortly. And then the other, popular composer of the era was Handel. And he was very much Baroque in style, that it was very dramatic. Opera basically was developed from the Baroque period, and oratorios and secular cantatas. So just a little history as to how things arrive. So, just a little something to give you guys to think about a little bit. So, of course, as I'm doing my research, I was like, what is a cantata? Because it sounds like, I don't know, something to eat or something. I know I'm really silly, but I said, let me look up the word. I think that'll be really good for us to learn, So, of course, your girl did some further research on. Sure. He says sounds delicious. Funny. So anyhow, okay, here we go. So I got the definition from the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language, 5th edition. Okay, so sure, you're a fool. So anyway, in 1913, and this is a quote, "The Rite of Spring" by Stravinsky caused a riot at its Paris premiere because it rejected all traditional rhythm instead of juxtaposing discordant blocks of music. So, just to give you a little peek as to what was going on. I mean, this is just one example from Paris, but still, just to give you a reference, right? And then also too, as we get further along into the modernist period in the 20th century, of course, was the rise of technology, right? And that was a big game changer in the music scene, right? And it continues to do so as we are going forward in the 21st century with AI and all kind of strippiness. We're gonna get to that in 1 second. Speaking of technology, I saw this post, I think it was last night or so, about this AI technology with how the computer will take a rendering of a person's a singer's voice and the way that they do their thing. I believe it was Whitney Houston singing. They did this AI rendering of Whitney Houston singing Mariah Carey's. Oh shucks, one of her big tunes. I forget which one, but I listened to the clip of it on Instagram, and I'm like, they need to stop this foolishness. Like they really need to stop. Like you could tell, like there was certain parts of the song, and I wish I could remember the name of the song right now. It's gonna bother me, but anyway, um, you could hear Mariah's voice in the underlying, because it's like, yes, now it's very dangerous, It's like they basically, like, took the Whitney runs and they added it in. I mean, it was like, okay, you did a good job, but it's like, we who know, if you know, like Whitney, if Whitney actually sang that song, she would have sang the song. You know what I mean? So, as we are very much in the technology age, the digital age. Things are just progressing and becoming faster and better and more integrated and blah 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 blah, right? So as technology continues to transform into this digital space, right? So has the process of composing music, as with everything else in life, right? Now you have countless softwares, music production software that you can literally get at your fingertips, some for free and for purchase, and basically it's once again making it more marketable, more accessible to everyone, whether you're a novice, you're just trying things out, you're trying to catch a feel, you're inquisitive, you're nosy, whatever, and also to those who are a little more seasoned, and for the professionals, right? So just making things more accessible for everyone, I mean, but I still would argue and say there's still a place for the professionals to do their thing. That's why they are professions in their craft, because there's y'all know what I'm trying to say, like you can be a good amateur, but a professional would know where to place what and what needs to be done and why. It's like there's a I'm not sure if it's this probably a saying, it's probably throughout the Caribbean, but I know definitely the Guyanese saying, it goes like this basically: new broom sweep clean, but old broom know all the corners. So just to give you a little reference, right? Sure, he says the professional troll. Do you mean the little troll dolls with the hair sticking up and the little gem in the belly button troll? I'm messing with you, Jer. I'm messing with you. I had to take it back old school there. I couldn't help it. Yeah, you left that one open.